Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are we all doing? It's a pretty powerful time. Lots of stuff going on. We're going to let the algorithm do its thing so everybody can join us. Hello. Welcome to Psychic Saturday Night Live. Yep. Yep. Tonight is going to be enlightening for many and a little disruptive to a lot, but that's okay. It's all good. You know what? When you're in the business of truth telling, that's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. All right. We're going to let everything go on here. Everybody come on here. What is this? The 5th, 6th? So the 7th. It's the 7th of February already. Yeah, because the weeks go by fast, right? Anyway, it's all good. 7th of February. It is the night before a specific event. And another event has already begun. The Olympics. You know, I feel like such a Debbie Downer. And I shouldn't say that because really there's nothing wrong with Debbies. They're not necessarily downers. I get Deborah a lot instead of Brenda when people mistake my name. But anyway, okay. But there's a heaviness to the air, in the air, to the energy right now because of the event that's taking place tomorrow. And because of other events that are taking place around the world. We have this, 2026 Winter Olympics going on. Anybody catch the opening act there? Just going to say it's rather interesting. Interesting. And not to be critical, but I think we could have done better with the costumes, with our outfits for the Canadian team. Look like giant turds. I don't know. That's just my take. A little maple leaf on top with apparently some eyes or something. Anyway, God bless them. They're amazing athletes. And, what are they going to do? Here, this is the costume you wear. This is the outfit you have to wear. The whole team's wearing it. This is what we've decided upon. And everybody's like, okay, I'm sure. I just want you to know also that, these events are distractions. There's a lot going on in the world right now. A lot. Everywhere you look, there's stuff about the Epstein files. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you look. Now, I'm not really sure how much of that has not been modified. Because as we know, they were held for a very long time and had plenty of opportunity for people to alter those documents. As we've seen with redactions and whatnot. Anyway, the point is, that's a big distraction. Don't be fooled. That's a huge distraction. The fact of the matter is that there's a lot of truth in those emails, regardless of how much modification has taken place, believe it or not. You have to be discerning. You have to trust the universe and listen to your intuition, as tonight's t-shirt says. With everything. Everything. Because that's the name of the game. There's a lot going on in the world. It's not just about the Epstein files. That's a huge distraction from something else. Right? There's a lot of stuff going on. The Olympics tell you stuff too that's going on in the world. And we can see from their opening acts and their opening ceremonies that, there is intentional distraction there as well. Absolutely. We get caught up. The timing is not by any means, coincidental. The Super Bowl tomorrow is a big deal. It's a huge deal. I'm a big, big advocate for human trafficking awareness. And that day is one of the biggest, probably the biggest day for the activity of human trafficking to take place. And this is not for entertainment purposes only. This is truth. You know, so very many people are victims of that. And we see that with the files. Let's not, get ourselves focused on the wrong thing here. The fact of the matter is that the names you're seeing disclosed and revealed, rather, these famous names that we've all been trying to tell you for years are culprits in this horrible, horrific industry. And then, I mean, it stretches like way out there. It's not just about human trafficking in terms of sex trade and things like that. We're talking organ trade, all kinds of stuff. It's nasty, nasty stuff. I'm trying to tell you for a long time. It's real. It is real. And the stuff that we've been saying too about, imposters and clones and all that crap, it sounds wild. It sounds absolutely ludicrous. I cannot blame people for not wanting to believe it. It just sounds so outrageous. Like, for God's sakes, what are you saying? That's the point. It is. The truth is supposed to seem so outrageous that you just can't believe it. You can't possibly buy into that. You can't. And so you dismiss it. You disregard it. You poo-poo it. And off it goes. And they continue to get away with their dastardly deeds. Tomorrow is actually the biggest day for traffic activity. And I've been talking a lot about it, especially this week, because the lead up is important to note. There's more to that event tomorrow, by the way, than just that aspect. That is one of the side effects or byproducts of that experience for people. It's all rigged, right? Like, it's like pro wrestling. These guys get scripts at the beginning of their seasons. There's plenty of videos that talk about it. Go research it. They're not going to tell you because they don't want you to not believe in it. But they tell you, A, who's going to win and who's going to be, that does the winning touchdown or whatever the hell it might be. And then the in-between stuff, right? The halftime acts and all that other crap that goes on. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. There is major messages, huge messages there. So, that being said, it's a very powerful time for us to shine our light. It's a very important time for us to shine our light, to really do what we came here to do, and that is to be these brilliant light beings that illuminate the darkness and shed light, literally, on those nefarious acts that are being carried out right under our noses, right in front of our faces. It's insane. It's amazing, but it's insane. So lots of distractions going on all the time for us right now. We're being bombarded, which tells you something, right? You've got the Olympics, the Epstein files, the Super Bowl, all of this stuff, like all of these, way too many distractions for something big not to be happening behind the scenes. Don't be fooled. Trust your intuition. Feel it out for yourself. Just know that this time, specifically, lots going on. Lots going on. I actually meant to check the Schumann before I came on tonight and didn't get to it fast enough. But that's okay. That's okay. Because I know there's stuff going on. Stuff being pelted to the planet. Lots of energies flowing around. It's powerful. And we can use this power to our advantage. And so one of the things I've been encouraging people to do is, we all think of, what can we do? Like, where are we? Well, how can we have any impact, right? Well, there's plenty of ways that we can have impact. And really the whole point to it all is energy. It's all about the vibration of where you are. And if you can look at the stuff that's going on around you and the stuff that is really, really nasty and still see that there's a reason for it and that at some point there's a transmutation coming and a shifting that's going to occur into a higher place and a higher vibrational space. At least the separation will occur where, if it's not ready to move into that space, then, and you are, then you'll go and it won't. It's all good. I suggest that instead of gathering, which, I don't by any means, not encourage the gathering of people together, because when we gather together, as we do here every Saturday night, to form these beautiful light brigades, really is what they are. There's a powerful impact that's made there. So rallies are important, but it's got to be in the right vibration, right? It's really got to be in the right vibration. And one of the things I really want to encourage people to do is to stand up and speak out about human trafficking. It is the most horrific global pandemic that we have ever faced, and most people don't even know it's happening. They don't even know. They don't realize what's going on around them. Here where I live, in the region that I live, it's like a hot spot for that. It's terrible to see what's happened in my area. And I'm in Ontario. For those of you that follow me here, you know that. But for those that don't, Durham region has become like a huge, huge epicenter for this industry. It's terrible. It's really sad. And so, as heavy as it is, it's important to talk about it, because we bring light to it when we do, and we lighten it up, not in any way to disregard or dismiss or diminish its impact or its value, right? What's important about it, but to bring awareness to it so that people know. And as I've spoken about in my posts recently, I've noticed there's this really awesome trucking campaign where tractor trailers are wrapping their trailers with incredible, messages of knowing the signs for human trafficking. It's a powerful message to send out there, because most people just don't know. So my point is here, for those of you who are watching, and I appreciate you all, do what you can, but don't, we don't necessarily have to gather in huge rallies. We can make a statement just by standing by our own home, and that's one of the things I really want to encourage people to think of. Just make time to make a bill, like a little poster of some sort, like a bill, what do you call them, Bristol board piece paper that you can put some message on to bring awareness, and then do what is easy to do, really, and just stand at the side of your, and some of you will and some of you won't, because you won't want to know, you won't want the neighbors to think anything of you, but that's where it's happening, in these neighborhoods, on stretches of highway, like all of that. That's where it's taking place. They're scooping people up left, right, and center. Pay attention. Know the signs to what you need to know, in terms of what's going down in front of your eyes. Just like all of this stuff. It's all a big old psyop. So what's really happening behind the scenes is what we will find out shortly, very shortly. I don't think tomorrow's event is necessarily going to reveal a whole lot. I think it's yet another distraction, of epic proportion, mind you, but definitely there's something in the works that's going to be revealed in the next couple of weeks, I would think, anyway, very, very shortly. A lot of stuff going on. So where do we sit? Well, we sit in a place of truth. And for those of you who know what's going on and who are, aware and able to do something from your own vantage point, do it. Make the statement. I bought 4 pieces of Bristol board. I'm going to make up signs, and it's colder than you can't even imagine here. Like the wind chill is minus 35 or something stupid. But I don't care. Tomorrow, I'm going to stand at the end of my driveway. I'm going to stand at the end of my driveway with signs. And I don't care how cold it is for at least a couple of hours, unless I freeze in the middle and have to go back out again. But I will definitely be there during the time the football game is going on, because people need to know. And that's my point. We need to start really rallying for the things that really are the biggest issues here. Politics, like last week's rally for, the 22 cities throughout the nation, for, the people's voice against the Liberal government. You know what? Yeah, it made an impact. But is that really the issue? These guys, these people are part of the bigger issue. So let's look at that. Let's talk about that. Let's bring that into the light so people know what's going down. Because those guys hiding their names off the Epstein list, please, we know what you're up to. Just going to say, not only is the damn game rigged, but these people have all been programmed themselves to do exactly what they're doing, to help us get to a place of light, awareness, and truth. So, don't be fooled. Know what's going on. Learn the signs and make your voice heard, and that in simple terms can just be standing at the end of your driveway on a main street or wherever you want to go with a billboard or a little poster sign, right? A Bristol board sign rather, that says, know the signs. Know the signs, or something simple about awareness is key, because people need to know. This is rampant. This is a global pandemic. They try to hide it with other stuff. We won't go there 6 years later. Can you freaking believe it? I mean, it's unbelievable. It's truly unbelievable. Anyway. Okay. I just had to say all that. And so thank you for listening, and thank you for paying attention. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And for whatever you can put out there to the world, especially tomorrow, please do it. Please do it with the intention that this is brought to light, that people do something about this, because you can bet your bippy that the freaking ones on the list who are also, in power aren't going to do shit about it. They're not going to do nothing to stop it. Why on earth would they persecute themselves? Why on earth would they go ahead and say, all right? They're not gonna. It's the people that brings this justice about. Just so you know. It's the people that bring this justice about. We're getting to that point. It's like right there. This year is huge. Huge for everybody that actually, are aware and awake and knowing what's going on to actually tip the scale. Like, this is the year we tip it. I can totally feel it happening. And this is the year we see the evidence of our effort as being on the winning side. Absolutely. So this week, we've got a lot of energy going on. Again, there's a lot of stuff hitting the planet. And so there's a lot of people talking about, grounding yourself and doing all of these things. Please do that. Make sure you're hydrated as well. It's a really important point because hydration, as long as we've got water moving through our cells and our bodies, we're moving that energy. We're conducting that energy. And it's got to flow through us, right? It's got to flow through us, or you get stuck in it or whatever. And I've been doing a lot of clearings for people lately, by the way. So if you're feeling bogged down and whatnot, you know what? I'm going to throw the clearings on special for, the next week or so, maybe till the end of the month. How about that? To the end of the month, and we're going to take another $10 off that. So let's get you down to $165 for a clearing. I'm going to tell you something about these clearings. That's actually a reduced price because typically I charge a lot more. Anyway, the point is that people need them. And we can't always find the opportunity or the funds to do that. So if I can chop the price and chop it again, even, I'm going to do that for you. But I can tell you, at the end of these clearings, you feel lighter. If your brain is fogged up and your brain is, bogged down with stuff like that, with everything that's going on in the world, because people feel it, even if you're not paying attention to it, energetically, you're being hit by it. You got to know that as an energetic being, as a beautiful vibrational being, you're feeling them all, the vibrations around you. I'm feeling every single one of them. As long as they're coming into your field, you're going to feel them. So it's important that we clear ourselves on a daily basis, that you cut cords, that you enlighten yourself and you fill yourself full of light, and you shield yourself, you protect yourself from all the energies, because it is really intense right now. I can't say that enough. I say it every friggin' week, but I have to say it every week because you can't say it enough. People need to know that. So tonight we have the tarot, as we always do, the brick, like we always do. And because this is a time where we really, really need the light, we're going to stick with the Lightworkers Oracle, right there, and the Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. Helena Fairchild, Rebecca Campbell's work. And actually, I've been told, I got to look for this other one too. Just a minute. No, don't have it. Okay. I thought I did, but it's okay. It's not here. Anywho, all right. Thank you all for joining me tonight on the 7th of February. Oh my God, 2026. Again, the Olympics, the files, and they're everywhere. Like, everywhere. It's really wild because they're a global issue. Like, wild. But also don't be fooled, because that is also a distraction. right? They want people digging into that. They want people to know, right? Like, we need to know what's going in there, what's going on in there and everything. Like I said, they've probably been altered a little bit because of whatever redactions took place. But ultimately, and again, you've got to grab the truth out of there. That, like, how many thousands and thousands of files are there that people are spending their time distracted by? And yes, it's infuriating. It's disgusting. It's deplorable, incredibly despicable. But the sum of the truth that's coming out, even in, as potentially not even true, but just being sort of put out there, like the stuff we've been talking about the Biden administration for like 5-6 years now, and how he might not just be the right kind of guy or the guy that we all know and remember. Like, all of that stuff is so important to know because it leads you to the truth. It teaches you and reminds you that, or at least you learn, maybe not reminding you, but it's teaching you that what you are living here is orchestrated. Not in a bad way. It's divine. It's truly divine. I always say it's a divine hot mess. And so it is. But that's where we are. And we came here to be here at this time. We are instrumental in this experience, this ascension experience, where we literally move out of the realms of those heavy densities and lighten ourselves up into higher vibrational spaces. Why? Because we learn about the truth and we let ourselves release ourselves from it. We're not continuing to live in it, and that's the point. I don't want to teach people how to live here in this trap, in this enslavement, in this experience. I want to teach everybody how to get the heck out of it, how to do what we came to do. It's meant to be here for a reason. It's a jumping board. What do you call that? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. All right. And here we are. Look at this. 5 of Cups comes along with the Death card. Now, the Death card is one of my favorite cards. I know a lot of people go, oh. The Death card means you're doing what you came to do here. What all of us came to do. We're working through phases. We're moving from one space to another. And death is not final. It never is. It's just another step through life. That's it. The 5 of Cups talks about us all, right? I mean, so many of us are very, very, well, we're pretty disappointed with where we are, like it, and I can understand, I can relate, because I look around and I'm like, yeah, I can see what they're seeing, absolutely. But you have to keep in mind the divine plan. And there are forces working in our favor. And even when we feel like we're down here by ourselves and there's no one who's helping us or whatever, there are plenty of forces assisting us, supporting us, encouraging us, empowering us, and lending their energy to us through different channels. So be open to them. Listen to your intuition, right? Pay attention to the energies around you. So let's see. Shuffle. How many times, Marla? 3, he says. 3. All right, let's look at. We're going to lose another piece off this card. Off another card. Oh my gosh. Okay. Once. We'll pull them again. And look, we have the 5 of Cups again. Here we go. And this time with the 7 of Wands. Now listen, the 5 of Cups again is a card of disappointment of the heart, things that matter to you or that you value in an emotional way that really mean a lot in a way. And there's a transformation that's happening through that disappointment that occurs. You move into a new space, right? You come to an awareness. You come to terms with things. The 7 of Wands, there's a card that I always see as the to thine own self be true. You see that? Stand your ground. Stand your ground. Hold your own. It's all good. We got this. We truly did. Okay, and last time, I'm going to shuffle it one more time. Oh, look at that. This is shifted up tonight. You see that? Totally different. Usually we end up with the same card all the time on this side. Anyway, tonight we have a shift in hand. 7 of Wands on this side, which means we're going to be standing true to ourselves as we face some fears. It's okay. You can't be afraid of fear. Then it wins. The minute you're too afraid to face your fear, fear is won. And fear takes over your life. And that's doesn't need to be the case. Fear is really not real. It's just a vibration that we end up in that we believe is real. But when we transcend that, we realize it's not. It has no power over us, and we don't have to live there. We can lift ourselves up from that. And that's the whole point. So let's see. Mind, body, and spirit. Look, you can see which card is which. All right. I am probably going to have to get a new deck. So here we are. Mind, body, and spirit. What does spirit have to say tonight? Okay. Here we go. In the mind space. Oh, look at this. It's all about the love, folks. It is all about the love. What's not to love about love? Stick with love here. You know, what you see in the world that brings feelings that aren't love up. How do you feel love towards these people? How do you feel love towards this information? How do you stay in a loving space mentally, knowing this is all happening, or that, you know, what you're seeing is like not a representation of the love you want to feel? You have to find things that matter in the love space for you and go there, stay there, sit there, spend time there. You know, this love card is all about that. It's about a new beginning. And this is where we do that. You know, there's a lot of people who recognize that, you know, a lot of these dark energies, they just want to come back to the light. They've been caught there. They've been trapped there. And that consciousness doesn't want to stay there. It wants to transcend that. And so sometimes it's important to note that, because when you bring light to the darkness, you can sometimes liberate it. Sometimes it doesn't work, but a lot of times it does. There's a reason it shows up. And sometimes it's so that it can be liberated. It can be given an opportunity to be bridged into the light again. You know, a lot of those dark energies, they're trapped, they're stuck, and they don't want to be there anymore. They've lived there long enough, and just like the rest of us, they've been lied to. They've been lied to about the light and about what it's all about. So being in a place of love and loving, you know, loving what the darkness is providing. You're not loving the darkness. You're loving what the darkness gives you. The darkness gives you an opportunity to recognize your light and the power you wield with it. And that's the most important part. Absolutely the most important part. So, that being said, we're going to move. Look at that. Moving into the body space. Look at this. Now, for the young ladies out there, this is often referred to as the pregnancy card, just so you know. In the body space especially, it can be taken very literally. But that's not necessarily the case here. What you see here in the body space is an opportunity for us to give birth to a brand new life for ourselves. It's an opportunity for you, for all of us, to take a moment and create something new from a place of love, through the mind of love, right? Through that whole vibration of love. It's really, really important. We can create, and we are supposed to create, the new world. And it's best done oftentimes, not always, but best done oftentimes in times of intensity, in a vibration that's much lower. It's kind of like a catapulting opportunity. We can lift ourselves up and jump a few vibrational spaces to get to a new place and a new space for ourselves, and to give birth to the new life that we've been wanting, living, and creating, or wanting to live and create for ourselves. So it's a very important time for that. We're just in between the full and the new, and so as you get towards the next moon that comes, and there's not a planet in retrograde right now, by the way, but Mercury's going to go in a couple weeks. Just know we got a free breathing space. It's a perfect time to manifest. And what can we manifest? A new life for ourselves based on what we see that we don't want, right? Like, it's all about that too. What you see that you don't like, that you don't want, and that infuriates you, which there's plenty of it out there, is an opportunity for you to recognize what you do want. You don't want that, so what do you want? Well, I want a world of peace. I want a world of polarity to take place. I want to be back in the positive side of that, and at least not experiencing the heavy of this particular space. So what does Spirit have to tell us? They're coming in with a beautiful Two of Swords. Now, the Two of Swords You see that okay? The Two of Swords in the second month, here, it's all about here. It's about being in balance for yourself, right? And really just allowing yourself to come back to that. It's been topsy-turvy the last little while, especially with the release of those files. Like, it's been a crazy free-for-all. All kinds of people are talking about it. I mean, it is everywhere. It's inundating the, the internet. And so the whole point to, these cards in particular are to remind you to come back to that loving place. We can look at all of those people, and believe you me, there's plenty to get angry about. Plenty to get angry about. Plenty of people to get angry at. And, we can dive into that, and they want that. They want that. The more of us that are not in a place of righteous anger and justification, but you're actually just diving deep into the whole horrific experience that went on. I mean, these incredible women, these poor people, these incredibly victimized people, they're not being thought about. Everybody's talking about whose names are on the list. Yeah, that's important too, but what did they do to the other names that aren't being spoken about? That's the point. And so it is a heavy time. It is a time for us to take those moments and, recognize them, and recognize that in those moments, they're showing us something. We can look at that darkness and know that we're here to shift that. We're here to shift that. We came here at this time specifically to do something about that. And the more of us that light up and shine our light on these issues, they can't hide in the dark forever. And they don't. They get exposed. And they're being exposed now, but more so later on. You just wait. It's sad. It's really sad. So many people that, we looked at, watched them grow, while we were growing up, and watched their movies and stuff, like, watch them in sport, like, everywhere. It's very disheartening if you let it be. But when you recognize, and I keep saying that, I know, but what's going on, it's important. You see deeper into the issues. You see deeper into the reality of it all. And you see the symbolism and what it means. And then you get the message. Then you really get the message. But you got to be in a place of balance. So no doom scrolling. Watch what you can watch for a little while. Learn what you can learn for a little bit. Process that, and let yourself sit with it. But don't overdo yourself with it, right? Don't overwhelm yourself with it. And it can happen. Like, there's a lot of files there. An awful lot of files. So, that being said. Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. Well, I'm working on it. Trying to keep myself straight here. There's a lot there. Here we go. Beautiful. This one. He says this one. Look at this. A gift from life. That's what it says. There's a lesson in every lesson. And the gifts are flowing big time. Each day, life offers me abundant proof that the universe loves me. Every day, God sends angels to help me. Today, I will receive an angelic message. It may come from someone with whom I speak or from words that I read. I will listen closely, as this message is a divine gift meant to help me make my way in love and maintain my spiritual strength. Yeah, that's the message. Maintaining your spiritual strength, but making your way to love. Okay, beautiful. Love the brick. You can't make that stuff up. I don't care where you're from. Okay. So where are we now? Alana Fairchild. Here we go. Alana Fairchild. Lightworkers Oracle. With beautiful artwork by the same dude that does the brick, of course, as I've mentioned before. And here we go. Which one? Not too many people are familiar with this lady, this incredible being. So, here's the card. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada. Now, Lady Nada is an Ascended Master, and she is actually the twin flame of Sananda, who is actually Jesus' higher self. For those who know, and those who don't, whatever. Okay, but there's a reason. Now, the thing with Lady Nada and the beautiful pink rose energy, it's all about love. It is absolutely all about love and heart healing. You're in the midst of heart healing, a healing of the fears and anxieties that have held you back from enjoying your full magnificence. Lady Nada is here with all her gentle power, washing you in soft pink light. All anger, fear, sadness, bitterness, disappointment, and hurt are soothed and loved into peace. She brings you a sign of your future blossoming into deeper love. The pink rose of Lady Nada is a spiritual gift from higher guidance. It brings love, healing, strength, and compassion to your heart. You may be burnt out or feeling anger, fear, depression, chronic fatigue, or prized wellness. Perhaps your heart is so tired that you struggle with compassion fatigue, finding it difficult to care, even though your nature is one of deep compassion and kindness. That can happen, and it has been happening to people because we are so tired, right? Some of us are so tired of speaking the truth and trying to tell people and trying to show people, and you get a little frustrated with it all. So we forget sometimes to be compassionate, but nonetheless. Or perhaps you have put your heart and soul into something or someone and feel your efforts have been cast aside or taken for granted. Perhaps you're processing a great loss. Whatever the reason, Lady Nada has come to comfort your soul. Your pain will pass and your suffering will be alleviated sooner and more gently than you might expect. The pink rose of Lady Nada unfolds as an energetic gift, gently pulsing with love and beauty within your heart chakra. It brings you comfort, gentle emanations of divine love and reassurance that you are so wonderful, just as you are. How deeply I love you. I send love and acceptance to you now so that you may come to love and like yourself with all the compassion, kindness, and unconditionality I feel for you. If there's anything or anyone you need to forgive, this gift from Lady Nada will empower you to do so. Your ability to forgive won't make you a doormat for others, you know. It will free you to leave the past behind. So let other people's choices be about their learning rather than your value, and choose to love yourself now. If you're at a troublesome point in your life, remember that despite the thorns, the rose has an exquisite perfume. It is a powerful and wise soul that chooses a path that has truly challenging moments. But out of those challenges, great empowerment can be developed. Do not despair if you seem far from the light. You are simply traveling through darkness for a time. Your inner light is strong enough to see by, even in darkest times. Still, that time will end soon, and you shall realize exactly how much you have grown through the experience. You'll find your way into peace and happiness. Trust in your light within and the loving kindness of Lady Nada's blessing now. It's enough to lift you into the light of peace, of love and peace. Come back to that love, to the pink rose unfolding in your heart whenever you feel lost. Some challenges are meant to help you grow in your ability to love without condition, to surrender to the divine, even when things don't seem to make sense. The universe loves you so much. It's guiding you into your most beautiful destiny every day. Release guilt and fear. Know that you are love, always have been, and you always will be. Guidance is sharing with you now that whatever your struggles may be, they will soon reveal themselves to be nothing more than steps along your path to the sweetest blossoming of your soul. Be patient and rest with this rose light in your heart, dear soul, for healing energy is flowing into you now. Trust your heart to overcome any pain. It will indeed heal, open up, and love even more powerfully than before. Such is the courage of your heart, which is actually that Seven of Wands we saw when I was shuffling. What a beautiful card. And I have to say, it's definitely a message for me as well tonight, for sure. So I hope it was a message for you all. And Rebecca Campbell, work your light. Sometimes they get me. Having a bit of a challenging time myself. So if you're in that space, know that you're not alone. Can't be afraid to admit your struggles. You can't be afraid to admit that, because then it wins, right? They keep winning when we're afraid to even just acknowledge that we're having a hard time. February is a tough time for people. January and February, especially here in this northern hemisphere, it's a tough time. We're faced with bitter cold in some areas and lack of sunshine in others, and or most places, lack of warmth for sure. And so a lot of us feel that, and it's important to stay uplifted and, empowered in yourself, for yourself. Where are we? Most of them are upside down. Yeah. Shuffle, spread. Here we go. Okay. Right here. And it's not a leap year, but you go first and the universe will catch you. I love that. Leap. You go first and the universe will catch you. Now let's have a look at where messages for this card. Life bends for the courageous. And you know what? Just being here at this time, living your truth, standing in it, that's courageous. It takes courage. You got to be brave. And if you're not brave, well, that's okay. But you'll get there. You'll find some courage and you'll work with it. The universe, life bends for the courageous. The universe wants to support you, but first you need to leap, to throw your life up in the air. Perhaps you know what you're being called to leap toward or away from, but are scared to make the move. Or maybe perhaps you're waiting for a big fat sign or instruction manual or permission to do so first. If this is you, then this card is your sign and permission slip to take a deep breath and leap into the unknown. It's scary to let go of all that we know and hope for something new. And it's normal to feel anxious at the thought of letting go of what we know for sure. But this is the unavoidable process of rising. And right now, this is how you're being called to live. Nature is constantly showing us to live with courage. Fall comes every year and encourages the trees to loosen their grip, to allow what once was so full of life to fall away leaf by leaf. For a moment, it feels like nothing will grow again. The branches are left bare without the comfort of what was once. But in the morn of spring, new shoots begin to appear and something new is born. And that is even more glorious than before. Create that life. We have to allow ourselves to daydream about a world that is full of peace, love, kindness, consideration, cooperation, not compromise, cooperation. We can do it. We can bring it and breathe it into being just by our thoughts, because that's how it all works. Mental first, vibration second, correspondence third. Those are the Hermetic principles. That's how we operate down here, energetically. That's all that matters. So be in a place of love, folks, especially as we head towards Valentine's Day. This is the month of love. It's an accent on that beautiful vibration. Love is a state of being. It's not just a vibration. It's a state of being. It's not just a state of mind. It's a state of being. Be love. That's who you really are. At your very, very core. We come from love, which is light. We are it. And we're here to be in that space, and that's what creates the new world. That's what brings about the brand new life that we're here to create for ourselves, to enjoy, live, and for the rest of the world to experience and to have a good time with. And Spirit comes in to say, as you do that, working through love and creation, they'll help you be in a place of balance in your mind space so that you can do that without fear, without any of that stuff. Gift from life is the brick card. Remember, each day, life offers me abundant proof that the universe loves me. Every day, God sends angels to help me. You know what? You just have to ask them to be there, and they will. You're going to ask them to help you find the parking spot closest to the door that isn't, a handicap. You can help them. You can ask them to help you find, something you're looking for, an item in the store. They'll be there. We have to learn to ask. We have to learn to interact, and we have to learn to allow their interaction with us. There's plenty of it out there, and we can access it for our own benefit. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada talked about self-care, heart healing, and love, of course. And leap. It ain't a leap year, but you can take a leap of faith, a leap of love, and absolutely a leap of trust, because we can do this. This is the year for us to really make the impact that we've been wanting to make. All the truth's coming out now, so we can stand on the other side of it and begin to work from there. That's all we wanted. It's what we needed. And now we've got it, so it's everywhere. Work with it. It's all good. Don't let it overwhelm you. Don't doom scroll for long. Don't get caught up in it all. And I don't encourage everybody to go looking through all the files, because I tell you, the nasty, nasty stuff in there. Nasty. And that's okay. Because remember, everything is proportionate. Which means that if there's that amount of evil on the planet, there's an equally proportionate amount of light and love on the planet. It's up to us to bring it, to be it, to breathe it, to shine with it. Thank you so much for listening tonight, for joining me, listening to all of the stuff, the Super Bowl, the Olympics, the files. Wait for it. Something else is going on, and we just haven't seen it yet. And the event is coming, and it ain't going to be just tomorrow. Pay attention. Be aware. Stay grounded and stay hydrated. Move the energy through you. Move the flow through you. We'll all do just fine. Everybody will do just fine. It's inevitable. We win. We win. That's what we came for. It's just a rough time getting through it sometimes, that's all. But when we gather on Saturday nights for Psychic Saturday Night Live, and you're in that place where the light dwells in you, and I'm in that place where the light dwells in me, together we're one light. One beautiful, strong, brilliant, radiant, powerful, loving light. And I thank you for it. Namaste. Until next time, enjoy this week. Shine your light tomorrow. And if you can, hold a sign up at the side of the road to bring awareness to the absolute plight that has taken humanity into deep, deep places, dark places. And let's lighten it up, shall we? Because information is power, and information is light. And the more you know, the more you glow. Till next time. Bye now.